Ladies, gentlemen, and young ladies, it's a turnaround. Russia begins to bare its claws against Poland. It's a turnaround. We don't know what the reason is, but Russia made a turnaround, and Russia, in the yesterday evening, Wednesday, September 10th, 2025, Russia, through its Ministry of Foreign Affairs, made a very surprising statement that has surprised the world, and it's a statement that puts it, that which comes, throw everything into the water. Initially, Russia had said that if drones fell in Poland, and they say that they are Russian drones, it was unintentional. The Russia is not at the base. Russia says that obviously, if the drones fell and the Poland believes that it was Russia that sent the drones, maybe it's a technical failure or something like that. But if Poland agrees to consultations with Russia to determine the nature of the drones, the provenance, what is there at the basis of this to quickly adjust the problem. But Poland wants nothing understand. Poland went so far as request the activation of Article 4, and now we are gradually moving on to the activation of Article 5, which constitutes in itself a total escalation. And this climbing will plunge the world in a conflict, in a direct confrontation between NATO and the Russia, and what a lot of dinosaurs silently have always searched. So, in the face of all these actions, and we have that Russia, which is now fed up with that, we continue to say anything since several theories have been relayed, several hypotheses have been relayed. Russia no longer even believes that the drones that fell in Poland are Russian drones, since Poland does not want to give the opportunity to check everything, see everything. So Russia too withdraws into itself. And that is why we have the Russian Ministry of Foreign Affairs came out for accuse Poland. Now it is an accusation. And what is the content of this accusation? An accusation that comes to put his foot in it. An accusation that makes everything worse. Yes. And which demonstrates that Russia is really calm in his head and follows things well and understands them different hypotheses that have been raised. The content of this accusation, it is so, that's what we're going to talk about in the framework of this video conference. Ladies, gentlemen, and young ladies. But before we continue, I ask you humbly to share the video conferencing at the maximum. Ask the gesture that motivates, that is to say, put likes, leave a review and comment, share the video conference, and especially if it's your first time to come across my video, click on the subscribe button. This allows you to no longer miss my video conferences. Okay? Let's go then in the depths. Yes, according to official information, Moscow accuses Warsaw of spreading myths to aggravate the conflict in Ukraine. I tell you, it's serious. The time has come. Very, very serious. Moscow accuses Warsaw to spread myths to aggravate the conflict in Ukraine. You know what? Is it just a myth? Do you know what a myth is? A myth? It's something really likely that one tells. There may be have truths, there may not be have truths. In any case, something that we mystify, something that maybe it's not true, but then in any case, a weird thing that we amplify, and that's it. So when Russia accuses Warsaw, when Russia accuses Poland of to propagate myths, means something part that Russia is saying that what Poland is doing broadcast as information does not seem to be true. It sounds like a lie, which means Russia has nothing to do with what happened there. And if that is the case, it confirms the hypothesis that Zelensky would have a black hand behind it, or someone would have a black hand behind. You remember that the Belarusia had reported that it had followed the trajectory of the drones which had been launched by Russia on Ukraine, and that at some point some drones were diverted. Who has diverted the drones? Question: who has confused the drones? Yes, the drones were diverted. Towards where did the drones go? Towards the Poland? Question mark. Is it that we are also facing a situation where any drones were taken to be dropped in Poland to then place the responsibility on Russia? Question mark. But what Russia just said there, that gives you something to think about. Let's go with the official information. According to official information, the Russian Ministry of Foreign Affairs accused Poland on Wednesday of wanting to escalate the conflict in Ukraine by spreading myths about intrusion into airspace Polish. Share the video. Share the video conferencing at most. So Russia says Poland wants to aggravate the conflict by spreading myths about intrusion in Polish drone airspace, which, according to Warsaw, was sent by the Russia. This is Russia speaking. They want to escalate the conflict by spreading myths, and according to them, it is Russia sent these drones. So somewhere Russia does not recognize that it was she who sent her drones. Very good. So it's in a separate statement that the Russian embassy in Poland said that the Polish authorities had not provided him with evidence. That was the Russian Ministry of Foreign Affairs who spoke. Now it is the Russian embassy in Poland which makes the declaration, which asks for proof. I tell you that the matter is beginning to get serious. In a statement, the Russian embassy in Poland said that the Polish authorities did not provide evidence indicating that these drones were of Russian origin. So Russia is now asking for the proof. It is necessary to provide proof that these drones are of Russian origin, and it's easy the mark that is on it. And then here are sending images in any case provide evidence that drones came from Russia. There you go. So this confirms that Russia does not recognize, and what changes the gives, it complicates the situation. So he says that the authorities, Polish women, had not provided him with evidence indicating that its drones were of Russian origin. The Polish part has accused in a completely unfounded manner of Russia of provocation. Here is what it said. He said the Polish side accused Russia unfoundedly of provocation. So for them, it's a fake accusation. Russia has never fired a drone over Poland. It's a fake accusation. It is unfounded because that Russia has not received any evidence. And a Russian ambassador cannot pronounce like that without referring to the hierarchy. And especially that the ministry, Russian Foreign Ministry, has already decided. I tell you that the matter is getting very serious. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that was it. The headlines. I'll get back to you soon with news information. It was the voice of your humble servant, the Samurai.